everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna do this video regular spoken. You know, it's funny, when I was in high school, we had this project for a French class where we had to record a dialogue and other groups had to comment on it. And when it came to me, the first thing the other group said was, Yasna has such a nice voice on tape. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really nice. And then later, when I went to work, in 2011, I went to India to train a vendor that we were handing some production work over to. And I had been training them for a few weeks over the phone. And that's what they also said when I got there. They were like, oh, we love listening to your voice over the phone. It's so soothing. And part of my job for many years at the company that I'm still at was recording voiceovers for e-learnings. And every now and then someone would come up to me in the canteen when I was having lunch and go, did I hear your voice on a e-learning? And I was like, yeah, possibly. That's part of my job. And they'd always say, oh my, wow, you have such a pleasant voice to listen to. So one of the big reasons I wanted to start an ASMR channel is because my whole life I'd heard that I had a really nice voice. And then everyone just loved my whisper so much more. I never thought I would have a whisper ASMR channel because I'd always been commented on my voice. But I also found that my soft-spoken voice doesn't sound anywhere near the same as my regular voice. So I actually think my regular voice might be or is more ASMR inducing than my soft-spoken voice. So I'm just gonna do this in a regular voice. Not going forward, I'm not gonna do like regular voice ASMR videos. But let me know if you have any interest in watching this at all. Whether you like my regular voice better than my soft-spoken voice, if you have ever heard it, because I think I've only done like 2 soft-spoken videos. But I thought I would just do my last Concerta update because I just had a follow-up appointment with my psychiatrist. A lot of interesting things came out of that I would really wanted to share with you guys. A lot of you seem to be interested because I know a lot of you are also neurodivergent. And I thought it would be a nice break from makeup videos. I used to think my subscribers were really interested in makeup, but like both my skincare and makeup videos are not being watched a lot. But I've still got 3 makeup videos to go, and I am gonna finish this series, so I just gotta spend time on sitting down, recording them, and if people don't watch them, so be it. I'm still gonna make them. But I just wanted to do a quick update from my bed with my lo-fi, I guess, lapel mic, about the follow-up appointment. So I had it on Saturday, and my psychiatrist asked me if I felt like the medication was working for me. And I said to him, well, let me ask you a question before I answer that. What is the medication supposed to do? Because I feel like it's helping me in some ways, but I feel like it's not helping me in other ways that I thought it would. And he said, well, it's supposed to improve your concentration and your focus. It's supposed to be easier for you to finish a task you started, or pick a task that you want to start and not be overwhelmed by all the tasks you still have to do, but just easily be able to pick one. And also easier to start a task and finish it. So it should really make it easier for you to do your job, um, which in turn should stress you out less about, not failing at tasks. And he said, is it doing that for you? And I said, immensely. I said, my concentration is so much better. I said, I am a lot less frustrated at work because I work 95% of my day in Excel and I'm not great at Excel. So I've always been frustrated, which, yes, in turn makes me stressed that I'm not good at it, because I take a lot of pride in always being great at my job, and I just don't feel like I am at this one. But because I can concentrate on Excel better, I understand it better. And I also find it easier to remember things I've done in the past that I then immediately know what to do. So yeah, like at work, definitely helping me. I can, do one task, finish it, then start another rather than work on 5 things at the same time and losing track of where I am and only finishing 3 by the end of the day because I kind of forgot I was doing the other 2. And like, I feel just this sense of calm and my head is a lot quieter. So in that regard, it's really helping me. He said, well, that's great. He said, what is it not doing that you thought it would? And I said, well, motivation. I said, something that I still really struggle with is getting out of bed. I still work from my bed all day. Like, I'm dressed. I got dressed today. That's something I'm also struggling with, but I'm working on. But the hardest thing for me is getting out of bed. I said, and I can sometimes, like, I'm motivated to leave my house every day. I don't always have the time, but I, sometimes just go to the shop for an hour. Today I went to 3 shops. I was gone for an hour and a half. I don't even know how that happened because I wasn't in any shop for that long. But I said I come home and I go straight back to bed to continue working, while I could have taken my laptop anywhere and just worked even from my couch or from my kitchen table. But no, I want to be in my bed. I said, and I do believe that started because of ADHD burnout, and I just couldn't anymore. Like I was exhausted and I just couldn't bring myself to get out of bed. I said, but because I did that for months, I think it's now just turned into a habit. And, I'm lying under my duvet and my weighted blanket. It's comfortable. It's, we've had something like, well, actually the UK, surprisingly we've had less, but I think the UK is on like 50 straight days of rain. We haven't had that much less. I don't think we've had that many days where it was completely dry. So I said, I look out the window, all I see is it's raining, so I just want to stay in bed. It's cozy. And he said, he used a sentence that really resonated with me, and he said, activation creates motivation. He said, you're gonna have to force yourself to get out of bed. Same with getting dressed. You're gonna have to force yourself to get dressed, and once you do that, the medication will then give you the motivation to put makeup on and do something with your hair and leave the house. Or just work from somewhere else for longer. He said, but neurotypical people aren't motivated 24/7 either. He said they also have to force themselves to do certain tasks they don't want to do. They also procrastinate. They just don't procrastinate as long as you do. But he said they also have to force themselves to do things they don't want to do. And that, the medication isn't going to make that go away. He said it's just going to help you then get stuck into something and finish that task. But you're going to have to start it yourself. So he said, but baby steps. He said, don't try too much because you're just going to fail. He said the first week, and he said, you need to write this down. You need to write stuff down. You need to write down this and any task you want to complete on a specific day, and take it off when it's done, because that's going to give you great motivation to keep going. And you need to see it. You need to visualize it. So I actually ordered a whiteboard off Amazon with a kickstand. It's like in just A4 size, and I can take it with me anywhere, in whatever room I am at that point spending the most time. Currently, it's in my bedroom. I hope it's not going to be my bedroom for much longer. I do want to live in my house and not my room. I feel like a prisoner in my own room, to be honest. But I can put it here for now and just write on it every day, tick things off. And he said schedule half an hour every day that you're going to work from somewhere else. So today I worked from 2:30 until 3 from my office. And then I came back to my bed. And he said do that every day for the first week. And then the second week, schedule an hour every day and build it up by half an hour every week. He said, and after a couple of weeks, you're going to find that working from your office no longer feels uncomfortable. You might not need to build up half an hour at a time to 8 hours. You might suddenly feel like you want to be there all day and work a full 8 hours from there. He said, but if there's a day where you just can't manage to get out of bed and you don't even make the half hour, don't beat yourself up over it. He said, I want you to realize, and this is the first time someone said this to me, and I appreciate that he's a very gentle and understanding psychiatrist. He said, you've been unmedicated for 43 years. He said, don't underestimate what that did to you. He said, you may not have felt your ADHD very strong in the beginning, and only felt it really strong in the last few years. He said, but you definitely, over a lifetime, created some bad habits because of your ADHD. And you're going to have to break them. And that's going to take baby steps. And that's going to take one habit at a time. So start with the not working from your bed all day, but doing short periods somewhere else. And then you can... There's plenty of other habits I'd like to break. I would love to change my sleep schedule. I had a conversation with someone in the comment section about that. Would love that. Just, find it hard to go to sleep early, but that'll come. I will work. That's kind of my next habit I want to change, is go back to going to bed early and getting up earlier. It's not pleasant waking up at 11 and the first thing I feel is stress and check my work phone to see if there's any urgent message I may have missed. I would like to wake up calm and give myself an hour before I have to start work. So all things I have to change, but all things that are baby steps and that I know are just bad habits that I created. And it's a little bit the same for my laziness. I now know that I wasn't lazy my whole life. I had executive dysfunction. But I do believe that over a lifetime created laziness. I think I am lazier than I would be if I had medication sooner, if that makes sense. Um, so there's a lot of things I have to work on, but he did say the primary purpose of the medication is concentration. And that is what it's doing for you. And that is exactly what we wanted to do for you. The motivation part, I definitely feel more motivated to do things, but I have to get dressed first. So, what I did, for example, yesterday, like last night, I folded, I picked out the clothes I wanted to wear for today. I folded them and put them in the bathroom. And so when I got up this morning to go to the bathroom, I got dressed before I came back in and then came back to bed. It's like 2 hours before I take my medication. And I don't exactly want to do it. Like getting dressed, I don't know what it is, but I found it a challenge my whole life. But doing it that way worked today, might work every day, and there might be 1 or 2 days where I don't want to do it. So we'll see. Anyway, we were both happy enough to continue on the 36 milligrams of Concerta. So he's giving me now a 6-month prescription. He said if you feel that it stops working for you after like a month or a month and a half, email me and we can go higher in dose. I'd rather not, because I know this one doesn't give me negative side effects and I don't want to get any. But we'll see. For now, this is going to be my last update for a little while. Maybe my next whisper ramble, I'll throw in there whether it's still working or not. But there won't be much of an update. This is the dose I'm going to be taking for a while at least. Had my last appointment with my psychiatrist for the next 6 months, and he explained really well to me what it's supposed to do and what not, so I can adjust my expectations and I understand better now why I do some of the things I do. So yeah, that's it. My ring light is, my forehead is really shiny. I don't know if it's gonna pick that up in the video. I'm not wearing anything. All I put on this morning was the Summer Fridays jet lag mask because I wasn't gonna put on much makeup today. But I have highlighter. Well, not here. It's also very shiny. I have highlighter on my cheeks and on my nose, but not up here, and it's just really shiny. Which I actually think is a good sign. I think it's just that my skin is healthy, but whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you guys for sticking with me, watching, still being interested in my journey. I hope, because I know a lot of you are in the same boat, I hope you can also find medication that works for you. I had a friend over on Saturday who tried Concerta, did nothing for her, then tried Vyvanse or Elvanse, but that's the same as Vyvanse, which I know is supposed to be a lot stronger than Concerta, and she said all that did was keep me awake all night, but I didn't feel any benefits from it. So I'm lucky that I found something from the beginning that works for me, and I really hope if you are in the same boat that you find something that works for you. So that's it. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.